fellas. We are ready for March Madness. Let's do this, people. It's time to get up. Here we go. We are presented by ESPN Sportsbook. We're ready. Yes, my sheet, unfortunately, my sheet of integrity. I asked Jack to get me a sheet, and he laminated it. So I can't really use this. So I have a laminated sheet. That's Jack over there. Yeah. So he doesn't obviously understand how this thing works. But I get the point. You all do. JWill is going to take you through all your brackets. Don't fill them out until you hear from him. You have a few hours left. We got tons of football to get to today as well. But we begin in the NBA last night. And as I mentioned, the L in LA stands for Luka. JWill, Monica, Doncic, and the Lakers hosting the Nuggets last night. So sort of a tough night, right? No Jokic, no Jamal Murray, no LeBron James. But Luka took advantage, and he put on a show. Early, Monica, he's in his bag.
21 points in the first quarter. I mean, just giving it to you however you might want it. From the three-point line, assists, obviously, part of his game, and getting into the paint.
JWill, how about the range?
You probably want to get out there and blitz him any of those ball screens, and he's so good in isolation.
Look at this.
Just find a way to bully his way to the basket.
Plus the free throw. Lakers up 14, by the way. Here's more Doncic. As Monica mentioned, he had 21 in the first. That's his highest scoring quarter as a Laker. Second quarter, more from him. Someone tell me how this one, JWill, you tell me how this one goes in from Doncic in the second quarter. Watch this. Oh, give it up. Get it back.
Right back. I mean, that's what you need when you guard him. You need defensive discipline. If you're going to close out, stay down on the closeout. Don't leave your feet.
He can only laugh. He had 31 on the night. You know who else had a big night, Monica? We talked about him the other day. Austin Reeves.
Yeah, and this young man has really come on strong for the Lakers. Not really as of late. I'll just say this season. And you got to give him a lot of credit because his role has changed as this roster has changed. But scoring, check that. He can do that.
It's a shooter's role there. Lakers pulling away. They have a 28-point lead in the fourth quarter. That's Reeves again.
Not pretty. Not pretty, Greeny.
22, so the Lakers win it 120 to 108. So Doncic got off to something of a slow start with the Lakers. He had the calf, everything else. Last 10 games, he's been great. He's the second player in Laker history to average 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists in a 10-game span. The other is LeBron James, who, when he's healthy, is also on this team. The Lakers are a game behind the 2 seed in the West.
Looks like he lost 15 pounds, too.
Well, I mean, that's so that's the thing. He's playing his way into shape, and he's playing his way there. And LeBron, as long as they keep winning these games and holding off, like everyone is in this mad dash, you don't want to be in the play-in. Then you want to make sure you get home court in the first round. The Lakers are kind of holding their own while LeBron is out and injured, and it is Luka who is carrying them.
I mean, look, he's exceptional. When LeBron James comes back, I think they have a legitimate chance, I think, to win an NBA championship. I think that's why you brought Luka on board. As of right now, though, they still won last night, and it's a game they won. But it's a game without Jamal Murray, and it's a game without the Joker, right? So, like, I just want to put that in perspective. I still think Denver is a team that will be there when it's all said and done. And I trust and believe, Monica, that they have not showed the scheme on how they want to play the Joker, nor has Denver actually showed the way they're going to actually utilize the Joker in either half-court or full-court offense. So I think Denver's going to be one of those teams that'll be right there.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's not much to evaluate from this one in Denver because of those absences. But what I will say of the Lakers is that supporting cast. Like, that was the thing. We all sat here and were like, what's it going to look like defensively? Once Luka got going, LeBron was on the floor, they had that little stretch run where we were all like, wow, what's happening? That group, the way that they defend and the way that they run the floor, because LeBron James has made Lakers basketball so easy alongside Luka Doncic, I personally think they should rest him as long as they can. And then when it's time to go, he's got that push for the playoffs.
I mean, so long as they keep treading water. That was the big fear, was especially with this condensed schedule they were dealing with, that they would just fall off a cliff and they would need to rush him back. So far, so good. It's not working out. And again, Luka, you watch him play, and again, reliving this just is what it is, and I don't want to, put the people in Dallas through any more of this, than they have to deal with. But just the fact that they traded this guy, he is carrying this team by himself. And I understand if you choose to focus on the things that he's not great at, i.e. defense, and you worry about him being in shape and all that, then I guess you can choose to focus on those things. But if you watch this guy play, he is one of the best and most entertaining players in the world. He's top 3 of every player in the NBA.
I agree with you. I will say this, though. Who you're surrounded with on a day-to-day basis can make an impact in how you play and also how you...
Absolutely.
They should have surrounded him with those people where he was.
Right?
To give up on... To trade this guy when he was 25 years old is going to wind up being one of the worst trades in the history of the league.
I agree with you. But, you think about the matchup You don't think so?
Why are you making that face?
It's contingent on how things pan out in Dallas. I still think if that team can get healthy, they got a real shot. Now, healthy might be a bigger and bigger and loftier goal because, golly, we know how terrible it has been on that side. If the Lakers go on to win chips and nothing happens in Dallas, 100%. But I still think there's a world where in 6 years or so, we're sitting back being like, remember that time? And it worked out for both.
But I guess the ceiling is a world championship. But how long is that window open with the way those bodies are constructed? And that's a legit gamble that Nico and company took for Dallas, right? With a guy like AD. I think AD is an exceptional talent, but his body has showed you that it's not durable.
I don't think Luka has reached his potential yet. That's the terrifying part of all this. I understand he's been a pro since he was 12, but I think, to your point, Luka with LeBron there and with the spotlight that he's going to be in and everything else, I think Luka's going to get better. I think Luka for a decade is going to be one of the 5 best players in the world.
I think the ceiling is exponentially higher that he hits his potential with LeBron James than him being in Dallas trying to build a franchise on his back by himself.
So let's circle it all the way back then to where this conversation began. As we watch the Lakers play, by the way, if the season ended today, and it does not, it would be the Lakers and the Warriors in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. We had a long way to go before we get there. But that right at this minute, that's where they sit. The Lakers sit at 3 and the Warriors sit at 6. We know it isn't. It's going to move around 100 different times in this last month of the season. But right at this minute, I mean, JWill said he thinks the ceiling for this team is the whole thing. Can this team go the whole route when LeBron comes back and he's healthy and Luka's got his thing going?
I still got the Thunder coming out of the West.
Right.
I don't think that there's a better team than the Thunder in the Western Conference. But if you told me LeBron James was able to rest the rest of this season and the seeding played out just right and they went on some sort of heater, would I be shocked? No. But I do think people keep saying experience as if the Thunder did not lose a 1-point game in Game 6 last year to the Mavs. They were right there. So the Thunder's experience, I think, should be respected.
No, I think everybody has all this talk about OKC, like, oh, you can lose me with all that talk. Like, defensively, Monica, like, they are legit. They have so many. The Thunder.
Yes.
Yeah, OKC has so many pieces. They could win a championship, and I actually think they're a better matchup for Boston than the Lakers would be.
The Thunder right now are the favorite.
We'll start things in South Beach. Cade Cunningham balled out again. What's new? He had the game-winning triple with less than a second left versus the Heat.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I can roast, I can gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're worth my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you are behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them.
One big thing about the Nuggets, not stepping up to games they needed to play hard in. They were down by 30 at points in that game against the Lakers. They lost by 12. Let's focus on the Lakers, Monica. Good to see you this morning. 14 games left in the regular season. LA currently the 3rd seed in the West. With that in mind, how are you managing LeBron's injury and his eventual return?
Streisky, I'm so glad you mentioned yesterday's segment because Nikola Jokic was obviously out, and that was my key to the Nuggets being focused. But when it comes to LeBron, rest and patience. We are literally in uncharted territory in terms of this man being 40 years old and still being this effective in the league. The other thing to me, the way that he and Luka Doncic already gelled and the rest of that unit, I don't want to take it for granted, but it was a beautiful, simple style of basketball. I don't think you need to be on the floor a ton to be able to run hard and catch these easy passes and